Before I start, I want to ask you to subscribe to my channel if you love real, raw stories like this, and please share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how you'd handle something like this. Started with a single text. I had just gotten home from a long day, tired and frustrated, when my phone buzzed. I unlocked it, expecting a casual message from my wife. Instead, I saw something that made my stomach drop. I can't believe he still thinks he's nothing. I mean, who would have guessed he owned the whole company? Pathetic. I stared at it, blinking, heart hammering. My own wife, my partner, the person I trusted most, was laughing at me behind my back? Or worse, thinking of me as insignificant. For context, we'd been together for 8 years. I never flaunted money or status. I wanted her to love me for me, not the salary on my paycheck or the office I secretly owned downtown. So I kept my success quiet, never pushing it into our conversations. I thought it would make life simpler, more genuine. But apparently, she preferred her illusions to reality. In the following days, I started noticing things I had ignored before. Late nights at work, sudden defensiveness when I asked about her plans, texts she'd quickly hide whenever I walked into the room. Small things at first. A laugh a little too high-pitched when her phone buzzed. A smell of perfume that wasn't mine lingering on her scarf. Nothing concrete, just a gnawing sense that something wasn't right. I questioned myself constantly. Was I being paranoid? Had I imagined the tension? Maybe I was projecting my insecurities. But deep down, I knew there was more beneath the surface. Then the subtle betrayals began stacking. A forgotten meeting with a colleague she insisted was just a friend. Emails deleted too quickly to be accidental. Names in her phone that made no sense. I started piecing together patterns I didn't want to see. The breaking point came one evening when I decided to surprise her at the office. I had driven past her company countless times but never needed to enter. When I walked in, I overheard her laughing, loud and familiar, with someone on the phone. "Of course he has no idea I met him for dinner," she said, voice dripping amusement. My chest tightened. Dinner? Who? And he had no idea I was standing 2 floors above, the real owner of the company she had just casually dismissed in her call? I didn't storm in. I didn't yell. I retreated quietly to the rooftop parking deck, letting the cool night air hit my face. I felt a cocktail of disbelief, betrayal, and sorrow. I loved her. I wanted to trust her. But now, everything felt like a lie, a performance I had been blind to. I replayed memories in my head, the time she had brushed off my ideas as childish, the moment she mocked my supposed average salary, the jokes at dinners where she implied I was small, insignificant. Each memory stung, not because they were harsh words, but because they were lies she believed, lies she had cast onto me. I finally confronted her at home a week later. She was sitting on the couch, scrolling her phone, looking up only when I entered. I held my calm like a shield. "Why did you think I was nothing?" I asked quietly. She froze. Then defensiveness. I don't know. I guess I assumed. You never talked about work. You never shared anything. I thought we were equal, just ordinary people. Ordinary. That word cut deeper than any insult could. I was there. I had built everything she worked for. And in her mind, I didn't matter. I wanted to scream, to shake her, to demand she understand the gravity of her words. But instead I breathed. I let it out slowly. "I owned this company before you even knew your position," I said, voice steady but heavy. "All these people you think are in charge. I'm the reason they have jobs. I am the reason your office exists. And you thought I was nothing." The guilt flickered across her face, but so did something else, fear maybe. Not of me, but of losing the comfortable narrative she had built in her mind. She didn't apologize fully. She tried to explain her insecurity, her fear of being married to someone powerful she couldn't relate to. But explanation couldn't erase the betrayal. Her lack of respect, her dismissal of who I truly was. It lingered like smoke in my lungs. In that moment, I realized something crucial. I didn't need her respect to know my worth. I didn't need her belief to validate my existence. I had loved her for years, quietly and deeply, but I would no longer allow her ignorance, her dismissiveness, or her betrayal to define me. I packed a bag that night. Not in anger, but in quiet determination. I left a note, not a letter of hatred but a message of clarity. "I hope one day you understand what you dismissed. I will continue my life with honesty and integrity. Goodbye. Walking away was surreal. The apartment smelled like her perfume, familiar and intimate, but now tinged with everything I didn't recognize about her. The laughter at someone else's expense, the mocking, the lack of acknowledgement of who I really was. Months later, I still think about her sometimes, but the pain has softened into clarity. I've rebuilt my life in ways I never could have while tethered to someone who didn't see me. I've learned that love without respect, without trust, is hollow. And the most important respect I can have is for myself. If you've ever been underestimated, dismissed, or betrayed, know this: your value isn't defined by someone else's perception. Sometimes walking away quietly without spectacle is the most powerful affirmation of your worth. If this story resonated with you, subscribe to my channel for more real-life, emotional stories and share your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your experiences, your heartbreaks, and the moments when you found the strength to walk away.